Mike and Coda here. This week we got a really special lesson. This week my album Parliament is finally out on Rope-A-Dope Records. I'm really excited. I'll tell you more about that at the end of the video. But in celebration of that this week, I'm going to be doing this whole video tutorial on how to play Parliament Got Bombed, one of the tunes off my album. We're going to be kind of digging into some more chords that we hadn't touched before. It's going to get a little bit into a lesson that we're going to be doing in 2 weeks on sort of extensions and chord extensions and stuff like that. Just starting to touch on that. So first I'm going to show you the riff that the riff I just played, this thing. I'm going to get all kind of deep inside that, showing you the chords that make up that riff, and then we're going to be doing the verse progression for the chords and stuff there. Nothing too complicated. We're going to get a little bit into hammer-ons, imitating string bends just a tiny bit, but I'm not going to be showing you like the solos or any of the lead parts and the more advanced stuff. I think we'll save sort of soloing and leads and stuff for, later on in the series when you've got a bit more of a handle on chords and rhythm playing and stuff, because it's good to have a good foundation for rhythm. So that said, let's start and get into this song. So here we go. Okay, so Parliament Got Bombed. This is the second track off my album Parliament. It's in the key of E minor. So I think I've shown you guys some minor chords last week. This is going to build on that a little bit. Also going to show you some stuff about extensions and stuff like that, chord extensions just a little bit. And I think this is the first time I played a song for you guys in a minor key. Just to remind you guys, we're in open E tuning, so the notes for that tuning are doing each string from the 6th string to the 1st string individually. E, B, E, G sharp, B, and E. Open E tuning, and we're in the key of E minor here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you this riff, this thing right here. That riff makes up the introduction and also makes up the choruses. It's kind of the hook that leads the song. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to strum with an upstroke or a downstroke. I usually do a downstroke or an upstroke, doesn't really matter. You're going to strum the bottom 2 strings open. Okay? So that's the first thing you're going to do. Then you're going to form your first minor chord shape that I showed you last week. This one here where the thumb slide is 3 frets up. So you're going to put your big slide down on the 12th fret. You're going to take your thumb slide, you're going to move it 3 frets up to strings 4 and 3 on fret 15. You're going to get the high E minor that I showed you guys last week. Now when you strum this, you're gonna, instead of just doing that, you're gonna kind of rake your pick so that you kind of play the top 4 strings, strings 4, 3, and 2, kind of individually, instead of playing them all at once. You're gonna do this. So those 2 things together, okay? So open, E minor on the 12th fret in your first minor chord position. That's the first bit of the riff. Then you're going to do the open 2 strings again. Then you're going to do a D major chord on fret 10, just with your main slide. That's all you got to do, and you rake the pick up again. Okay, so real slow. Open, E minor, open, D major, then you're going to put your thumb slide down on fret 8 to get a C major chord. You're going to strum all the strings, you're not going to rake it this time, so in context it's going to sound like this. I'm going to play the C major twice. thumb slide down. You're actually going to hammer on to this. So you're going to hammer on to strings 1 and 2 on the 10th fret. Play the top 3 strings if you want. This is called C6-9, this chord. This is a 6-9 chord. This is the start of getting into what we call extensions with chords, okay? So, real slow again, those chords are bottom 2 strings open, strum up to get the high E minor. Now you can put in the bottom 2 strings in between each chord, so the one in between the C isn't really heard. I kind of mute it with my fingers, so it's more for effect. So, hammer on, hammer off. To a B on the 7th fret. Hammer on to the top 2 strings on fret 8. Okay? Now, this chord, you can think of this chord in a couple ways. You can think of it as B augmented with a flat 9. You can think of it as C minor with a major 7th. Or, just really easy, you can think of it as just C minor on top of a B note, which is probably the easiest way to think about it. So real slow. Now when I did those hammer-ons, you notice when I did the hammer-on on the C, I just put my thumb slide down and off. I didn't pick with the pick. But when I do the hammer-on on the B, I'm going to strum each individual hit to make it a little bit more accented. So again, that riff is notice when I do this, when I get down to the C, I'm doing a little bit of alternate picking with my picking hand. Okay, around the D, the C, and the B. And this scale that I'm using is the top 4 notes of the harmonic the natural minor scale, not the harmonic minor, the natural minor scale. So it's got a little bit more of a minory, kind of more Middle Eastern sound. So there you go. There's that riff. You can tell when I strum, it's kind of halfway between a strum and a mute sometimes. And remember to keep these golden strings in between your E, your D, and your C chords. And that riff is done 4 times to form the intro and the chorus. So in the chorus, I would do that riff as I do on the record or if I'm playing it live. Parliament got bombed tonight. So the vocals go in between that riff. So that's the main riff that makes up the meat of the song for the intro and the choruses. For the verses now, you remember now your first minor 7 chord shape that I showed you guys last week. Okay? We're going to be adding the top string, the 1 string, and the majority of the chords that form the verses are what we call minor 7 sharp 9, or if you don't want to be so jazzy and technical, you can just think of it as E minor 7th with the minor 3rd, the G, on top for the voicing, if you want to think of it in simpler terms. So what we're going to do is The first half of the verse is made up of going from E minor 7 sharp 9 to F sharp minor 7 sharp 9. Chromatic down when you transfer, when you're going down from the F sharp to the E minor. You want to add in this F minor 7 sharp 9, so it's a little bit chromatic. So I'm going to show you those chords. So the first chord, E minor 7 sharp 9. So you're going to have your big slide on the 3rd fret. You're going to cover all the strings. You're going to take your thumb slide, you're going to angle it. Remember about angling, so that you hit the 5th string on the 5th fret only. And you're going to play strings 2 up to 1. You're going to strum 3 upstrokes. There's a little bit of alternate picking there, so watch my picking hand. I'm not really that great at describing picking patterns and stuff. One thing I will is that on occasion I do grace note. That's what we call grace note, when we kind of boom, that kind of note in musical terms. So I'm going to angle myself so you can watch my picking hand a little bit better here. Okay? So watch this. So you do that 4 times. Well, on the 4th time, you minor to E minor 7 sharp 9 to F sharp minor 7 sharp 9. You do that 4 times. But on the 4th time, instead of going back down to the E minor, you're going to go now to an A flat minor. So, okay, an F sharp minor 7 to review that chord. You're going to put your big slide on the 5th fret. Your thumb slide is going to go 2 frets up on the 7th fret, angling it on the 5th string. Okay? So watch again. Gonna strum up on the A flat minor 7 just for 1 hit to A minor 7 sharp 9. And we covered A minor 7 last week. Of course, we're adding the sharp 9 now on the top string, the 1 string. So A minor 7 is of course formed by putting your big slide on fret 8. This is the first position for a minor 7th chord, and your thumb slide is going to go up 2 frets onto the 5th string on the 10th fret. Okay, so A minor 7. So watch that if we're going to go into the second half of the verse. This is B minor 7 sharp 9 now. Back to F sharp minor 7. 1, 2. Second time. Third time. Fourth time. Now instead of going back down to the F sharp minor 7, just like how in the first half of the verse, how when we got to F sharp minor 7, we didn't go back down to the E minor 7 for the first half, we did something different. Here we're going to do something different as well. So on the B minor 7, I do this little lick. show you what that is. Strum it once, B minor 7 sharp 9, you're going to go. So that is, you're going to play string 5 on fret 10, and you're going to have your thumb slide completely off. Then you're going to hammer your thumb slide onto the 5th string on the 12th fret. And you're going to play now the 4th string on the 10th fret. So going to swing it a little bit. You do that 3 times. So on the 4th time you go. So you're going to slide from 12th fret, you're going to angle your thumb so you're only hitting this note here. String 4. You're going to slide up to the 14th fret and then back down to the 12th fret. So you hear that bend imitation. You're going to hammer off so that the 4th string on the 10th fret sounds when it's played. Put it back on the 12th fret and then play the 4th string on the 10th fret again. So you're going to grace note, right? So hammer on into the 5th string, angling it so it only hits the 5th string with your thumb slide on the 12th fret. And you're going to play the 4th string again on the 10th fret. So watch this very carefully. That's that little lick that I do, okay, right there. And then you're gonna do a strumming pattern on D major on the 10th fret after that. So I'm gonna go play up to there for the second half of the verse. Minor 7, F sharp minor 7, A flat minor 7, minor 7, B minor 7, F sharp minor 7. Okay, and then you're going to do this strumming pattern. Okay? So, up, down, up, mute. Yeah, so up, down, up. Lift your thumb slide off and just mute the strings with your fingers behind the slide. Do that twice, so. And then the last time you're going to go with an upstroke at the end. So then you're going to take your thumb slide, your big slide, sorry, you can move it up to the 11th fret for an E flat major chord, and it's going to lead back into the riff. Okay, so I'm going to play this all the way through from the start of the verse up until the end of the chorus, so you're going to see how this all fits together now. Okay, so here we go. And I should mention that the tempo of the song is about 130 beats per minute. It's in half time, so it's got a little bit of a slower feel to it, especially with kind of the swing feel to it. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there you have it. One thing I'll point out is when we do this, that B minor 7th to the F sharp minor 7 in the second half of the verse, I'm adding some really fast vibratos. So to get vibrato on your slides, you do vibrato on both your slides. Try just starting with your main slide and just move it really rapidly with your hand over a fret. And then you can add your thumb once you get good at that. So you're going to strum up and then add vibrato after. Alright, so there you have it. I'm sorry, I'm really not the best at explaining picking or strumming patterns or timing for rhythm. I can give you sort of a general sense of feel, and I've shown you the chords, so I hope that's enough. The best I can say to do is just watch my hands and watch what I do, and listen with your ears and try to approximate the feel the best you can. 9 times out of 10, your ears are some of the best guides you're going to have when you're learning to play guitar. A lot of really great musicians, especially like in the 40s and 50s, they didn't have formal, theoretical music training for like guitar lessons or whatever. They played with their ears and they learned with their ears. So it's really important to train your ears to learn how to play. Okay? That's it, and I will see you guys next week. Okay, so that's the song. Showed you the riff that makes up the intro and the chorus for the song, and also showed you, how to play the verses and stuff on the guitar for your rhythm. So this week my album Parliament is out finally on Rope-a-Dope Records. If you would like to hear it, or if you like what you hear and you want to buy it, I've put links down to iTunes and Bandcamp and Amazon. And also, if you live in Toronto, I put a link to my website, and it has a list of stores that you can buy the album at there as well. So please check it out if you like what you hear and you want to share the album with your friends, or you want to share these videos with your friends. Please do, if you think it's really cool. More support and help I get from you guys, the better, and we get to bring more music to the world, because that's what it's all about, having fun. So we'll see you guys next week. Next week we've got a video lesson on some interesting chords. We're going to cover augmented chords, suspended chords, and add 2 chords. So stay in touch for that. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a good week, guys. Bye.